What's up, you guys? Welcome to today's video. Today we're going to be talking about fruit. So lately I've been working with a few people that are in the very beginning of their weight loss journey, which is one of the coolest things to do ever because you're able to see so much progress right at the beginning. And one of the other reasons that I love working with people that are at the very beginning of their journey is because they ask questions that I just don't think about anymore. Like just really beginner questions, but there's nothing wrong with asking those questions because they need an answer. You're going to find out eventually. So it's just cool working with people that are in a different headspace, they're in a different part of their journey. So yeah, that's where today's video kind of came about. So we're talking about fruit, and what I want to talk about is basically the calories that are in fruit. Now they asked, hey, is it cool if I eat fruit to lose weight? Like, is that something that I'm allowed to do? And then I was like, absolutely, like 100%. I think fruit is a great option to, totally eat fruit when you're losing weight. And then they asked, what fruit should I eat? So that kind of made me start thinking, I want to look up and find some sort of diagram that I could give to this person that will tell them, hey, this is how many calories are in 100 grams of apples, of strawberries, of bananas, or whatever, right? So I was able to find that. So I'm going to link that down in the description. It's just a diagram that'll tell you how many calories are in 100 grams of whatever fruit you're looking at, and then it has the carbs, has the sugar, has the fat, has all of this stuff. So that's going to be linked down in the description. I really hope that helps you guys out. It has a ton of information, very helpful. But when I was looking at this, I thought it would be kind of cool to talk about the top 5 highest calorie fruits and the top 5 lowest calorie fruits. So we'll just kind of go over those really quick. So we'll start out with the highest calorie fruit per 100 grams. So for 100 grams of grapes, you are going to be getting 69 calories, okay? So, and then next is gonna be figs with 74 calories per 100 grams. After that is bananas, which I know is something that a ton of people eat, and they think that it's something that they should be eating, and it's the best fruit all around. I personally don't really believe that. I kind of try to avoid bananas. When I am in an extreme, when I was contest prepping, I didn't really eat bananas. I'm not saying you can't eat these fruits, but I'm just trying to give you guys a list of the higher calorie fruits. So bananas have 89 calories per 100 grams. Now, the flip side is I'm just giving you the calories per 100 grams, but personally for me, banana does fill me up a lot more than say something like watermelon or something like that, right? When I eat a banana, I feel a little bit more full than I do a watermelon, but there are more calories in a banana. So just kind of, take that into consideration. So after that, these are the top 2 that are just so many calories per 100 grams. We have avocado. The reason I'm looking at it's because my phone is right there, is 160 calories per 100 gram. A lot of us know there's a ton of healthy fat in avocado. They are good for you, but just, realize that there are a good amount of calories in them. So don't just sit there and eat avocado all the time, because there's a ton of calories in it. And the highest calorie fruit that there is dates, you guys. For 100 grams of dates, there's 277 calories for 100 grams of dates. So just be aware of that. I'm not saying you can't eat that stuff, but just remember, there's a lot of calories in those foods, so just maybe, tone it down a little bit. If you're eating dates all the time, maybe take those out just a little bit, that's just my suggestion. Another thing with any fruit that you're eating, if you decide to get it dried, I would recommend against it because dried fruit is very easy to eat. Now, is it great in trail mix and things like that that's gonna give you a lot of energy? Yes. But if you're really trying to, be aware of your calories and not trying to overeat and things like that, I found that dried fruit and things like that is just full of calories, and a lot of time they have added sugar in them too, literally regular sugar will be added to dried fruit to make it taste better. So they just have a ton of calories. So I always recommend maybe just staying away from dried fruit when you are trying to lose weight. My gosh, I'm sweating like crazy. The top 5 lowest calorie fruits are gonna go like this. So coming out at number 5 is gonna be Honeydew at 36 calories per 100 grams. And then we're going to Cantaloupe, which I feel like they're pretty similar fruits. 34 calories per 100 grams, so it's getting lower. And then we have strawberries. A lot of people, strawberries are a great, when people ask me, what fruit should I eat? What do you think I would recommend? I always recommend strawberries because most people like strawberries and they are really low in calories. So 32 calories per 100 gram. And now this one was actually surprising to me. I know a lot of people don't like this fruit, but it was very surprising. surprising. So grapefruit, it's funny, grape is in the top one and then grapefruit is in the bottom one. It's funny to me. I don't know, why is it called grapefruit? It doesn't taste like, that's very weird. So grapefruit is 32 calories as well per 100 grams. So obviously that's a great choice. And then I feel like a lot of you guys probably already knew this was coming, but to round out, the lowest calorie fruit is watermelon at 30 calories per 100 grams. Like I said, all of this stuff, I'm not saying you can't eat dates. I'm not saying you can't eat bananas. I'm not saying that you can't eat that stuff. I'm just trying to give you guys an idea of the calories that are in fruit. You know, nothing is created equal. Everything has different calories. So just, you know, give it a shot. Weigh out 100 grams of different fruits. See how much is in that, because, you know, 100 grams of banana is gonna look a lot different than 100 grams of watermelon. They just look different. They have different weights and things like that. But like I said, that diagram will be linked down in the description so you guys can totally look at it yourself. I just wanted to make a very simple video, you know, for the beginners out there that might be confused or just wondering what kind of fruits they can eat and things like that. So I hope that today's video helped you guys out. I'm sorry that I am a sweaty mess, but thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. There was one other thing that I wanted to say. Oh yeah, look up if I am.
Obey the warning signs, and when there are flashing lights or wigwags, don't attempt to cross until they come to a complete stop.